Hello, welcome to Farming Simulator 2013 Titanium Edition. Finally at the farm and just switching over to the combine. I realized I forgot to actually attach the header on. I'm trying to figure out why nothing is working. Well, I used to do this a lot during the summers in August, driving the combine, but not this type of model. It was John Deere 7800, and I did that for 12 hours, 8 a.m. to till about 8:30. That's when the sun would already be set and it'd be dark and we have the lights on. And we got a nice sunset going on. And we also used to have a combine that would be hooked up with a tractor, and you have to like look back every so often just to make sure that the swath is going into the combine, because we didn't do this type of method where we just actually harvested the crop itself. We did swathing in May. No. Seeding was in May, and then in June, I believe, is when we... No, July. July is the month that we do the swathing, because that took a lot of time just to get that prepared for August. My grandpa drove the tractor, and then my mom drove the other combine, and then I would just switch between the two combines and the truck that my dad drove. We had a tandem 5-ton and used to have a red 3-ton, and having my dad swap between that was a headache. And then we just used a tandem, and eventually we just used 2 combines, John Deere, and we just stopped using the tractor one. But with the tractor, there was a tin accessory in the back that was used for the chaff for the animals, the cows and whatnot. And my grandma used to help out with making lunches. We would have lunch in the field, or sometimes, but later on we would either have the lunch in while doing the work. But then my grandma passed away in 2006. My other grandma passed away 1 year prior, and my other grandpa, he passed away in 1995. So I only have one grandparent left. And here I am. I don't know why I cycled through all the different vehicles just to get that one. Oh right, it was because I didn't have it set up and I was so unprepared for this. Gosh, I took a while just to get there, and I was also trying to find out how to get the PDA map thing to show up. We did the harvest up until 2014. I wish I would have been able to do that a full time thing instead of like their part-time. And yeah, I really like doing it. It was relaxing. I got to listen to some podcasts like Welcome to Night Vale. And last week I've been not feeling well, just dealing with stuffy nose and sore throat, just unpleasant. The stupid thing that just pops up is just like, no, I don't need to know that right now. I'm just trying to harvest a field. Yeah, I don't know why they don't give you an option to like do a swath and then use the pickup header. It'd be more time consuming and not really worth it, but I want the novelty of it, and I crash into the combine. Oh, I just did a terrible job with that. Yeah, made it into the tractor again and running over to the combine. And I got out into the grain bin. Yeah, we never had a setup like this where we had to use a tractor to pull the grain. We've always used the trucks to do that, and we never had a combine that was like that, or at least one that I used. And the combine that I used, it had a second seat in there, but years ago when I was driving one, it never had one. And it's still taken a while just to get this field done. Trying to find out where that mill was. It was a troubling thing. That's where the wheat was the most money, and we'll find out later how that turned out. Am I even halfway done the field? Oh, I'm actually doing this part instead of using the hired worker. That's why the field is so out of whack. Most people would complain and not want to do this type of job, but it's like really relaxing to do, especially when you have your podcast and music. One year when we were getting ready for the harvest in 2010, it was June, I believe, and the tandem truck had caught on fire. Stupid thing. Or maybe it was 2009. I think it was 2009. Yeah. And so the tandem truck had caught on fire, and it was in the Quonset. And it did, it would have done a lot worse if, like, the door was opened and there was, like, soot on the Quonset, and then we got a blue tandem truck. And during the winter, I got the feed for the cows and put it in the feeding things there in the chop, or I can't remember what it was called. And that was put in the bucket, as put it on top of the feed. I did that after school every time I got home. We had a couple of horses, and one of them was older than expected. And I don't really remember having a lot of horses or really any other animals. We did have some pigs. And what am I doing here? Oh, I'm doing the harvest myself. And other times I used the quad with my dad and got the cows back from the field behind the house and got them into the field with the barn, or connected to the barn, because it was quite a walk just to get there. Yeah, once we replaced the tractor combine, that's when I took over for my grandpa, because well, he was getting older then, and well, I don't want him to go up all them steps on the ladder. And we're just about done the field. Hooray. Listening to just a bunch of different bands, over time it does get annoying. Because it's just, oh, I gotta pick this song, switch to a different one, different band. That's why the podcast works a lot better. And that depends on what you like and what's suitable or what wouldn't work with, like, having to work 12 hours. And Welcome to Night Vale is the only podcast that I really have listened to. And here's the realization that I still have to do another round because I miscalculated. And if I would have done the hired worker properly, instead of me trying to do part of it myself, I would have actually completed the field sooner. And then I moved this all the way to the end of the field, slowly but surely. And this is what it felt like to be sitting in the truck, just waiting. And that must have taken probably at least 40 minutes for it to fill up, give or take. And then here I try to dump the grain in there while trying to maneuver in there. And I couldn't be bothered to go in the tractor and just straighten it out. And here comes the OCD where I have to put all the machinery back into a shed of some kind. And I just drive over the hay. And there's the other machinery just not put away. And I hit the post. And I now go back to the other tractor. And I try to find where the mill is. I'm heading to the field towards 10. I see a selling point there. Will it be the mill? From the looks of it, it doesn't look like it, and I hit a tree. Now, one would think there's no way a tractor could get over there. That would be falling a lot faster, and the wheat would spill out. There's no way a tractor would get up at that speed. Gotta love the physics in this. Here I realize, no, this is the train freight. Or the freight yard. The wheat would have just dropped at that point. So I unprofessionally bag it out of there and go towards field 3. And I cut off the road and I see something towards field 1. As I approach it, I see a train station, which isn't what I'm looking for. So I turn towards the one previously on field 3. Not even using the road. And I believe this one is the mill. I just dropped the wheat there anyways. And this would be the end, but I have the OCD to put it back where it belongs. Back in a building. Here I try, I think I could just, oh, I don't know, get up this mountain. Just go up the hill just little by little. And it's working well for the time being. It works right until here, where I notice I completely failed at this. Try backing it up, going forward, turning the wheel, nothing's working, so I just unhook the back. And I eventually get out. And I made it out. I could have just put the tractor back, but nope, I had to back it up. And right here is when I completely fail at this. And I try again, going forward, back, turning the wheels. Nothing works. Right here is like, oh, it's working. I'm getting out, and then it just stops, just like real life. Back and forth, trying to do the same thing, and nothing's working. And then I try to push it or something, get back in, and it's not going anywhere. And I jump out of there and just pretend that the whole thing never even happened. And I was close to the city area. And that's Farming Simulator. Goodbye.